Hey, good morning, guys. This morning we're moving a bunch of these lambs and kids and moms and over to some forage that we've grown up. I'll show you when we get into there, but of course it's always hard to move these kids, and about all you can do is move the ones that move and then come back and pick up the rest and put them back with the herd, and they'll usually pair up. If you got some good nannies. If you don't have, sometimes that doesn't work too well. But we've got some, it's BMR sedan, millets, and I don't remember now, various other things. I'll show you when we get there, but we'll get them pushed through the gate. It's just through the gate, and then we're strip grazing them, and we'll have to move them down to the strip that we got prepared for them. Okay, so now we got them in this taller forage. It's a real rodeo. And those are on the other side of the fence, but they'll come back through once we get them down here with the nannies, across the fence from them. They'll hear them bawling, they'll go back down. Hopefully. That's the plan. Now, if you can clap your hands when you're behind them like this, but I got one hand on my phone. Here, I'll try it. Works a little bit, but not as good. If you can clap your hands real loud, they don't like that, and they'll kind of move away. Push, 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 Sally. She's just learning how to drive. She's a good gathering dog, but just learning to drive now. Sally, come here, come here. And I'll just tell you, no dog really likes to handle the kids or lambs. They just don't. They will, but they prefer to handle the adults. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. Yeah, some of those kids going through get shocked. It's kind of funny to watch. They learn that wire pretty quick. But they'll come back through and their mom's on the other side bawling for them. Oh, there went one. I know where that tractor is their water. And that's where they're going right now. It's amazing how much these little kids are eating this foliage out here. Those pigweeds are tearing them up. They really like that. Just kind of surprised me to see them eating as much as they are. And this other group, they'll end up down there. They're on the wrong side of the fence, but they'll figure it out. So here's the water system. This is a tank I usually use to spray fields and stuff to bring water out to me, but we're using it right here now, and it's pretty handy. And then this hose feeds it, and it's just this small, I don't know what it holds, maybe 20 gallons with the float, and it's a Joe float. They're plumbed into the bottom of it. And see, we had rain a couple mornings ago, and then another probably half or 1 inch this morning, which is nice, but did make it a little muddy. So we'll watch these guys. If they don't get through here in a couple hours, we'll come down and get them across. So Travis put this strip across here. It's over a quarter of a mile, but it's not a half to the end of it down there. It's 2 poly wires. And as long as they got plenty to eat over there, they're not going to come back over this side. And you can see we planted this BMR sorghum sedan. There's some millet in there. There's some okra right there. There's some sunflower. And there's some buckwheat with a little white flower on it. And you see a lot of pigweeds, and honestly they like those, and they're high in nitrogen, high in protein. But they got, it's such a variety of a diet that we don't worry about them overeating on something or having some bloat issues, because there's enough other stuff out in here that normally won't occur. And our thinking was we could get some better weight on these. So now our other pastures are mostly fescue, and it's going dormant about now. It's just not very good feed, and it's got the endophyte. So this was what we wanted to try this year. We held this field out of crop production, which we were going to go to corn with it, but the corn market really isn't that great anyway. So we planted this mix in here. Oh, I'd have to look back, but let's just say it was yeah, kind of interesting. Somebody sought this okra out and bit its leaf off. There's a little okra on it. I even have one. Yeah. I think that's just a leaf that's going to come out. Anyway, I don't think there's anything in here they don't like. We didn't get a real good stand here because, well, we had such a wet spring, and we drilled this in here, and then water stood on it a day or so later, and we got a good enough stand in places, and where we didn't, well, we got a lot of pigweeds. So hope they ate those down before they go to seed, but maybe it'd reseed itself too. So now I'm drifting these back up against the fence line over there. We pushed all those kids, and there's a few lambs in there. It's mostly kids that's gonna be the culprits of leaving their moms or getting separated. It seems like the ewes do a pretty good job keeping track of their lambs. But we drift them over that way, and then dump all for them, and they'll probably go through the fence there. We'll see. Okay guys, gotta change the plans here. You gotta be pretty flexible when you're dealing with sheep and goats. And especially the goats, it seems like. So we got all these kids, and they went on the wrong side of the fence and didn't want to come back even after we shut the electric fence off and stuff. And you would thought that they would just scooted back under it. Their moms are out there somewhere. So, well, anyway, what we did, we come through here and pulled the little fiberglass post And I put some cement blocks on it to hold that down. And I'm going to go back and be true to something I told myself, well, I don't know, several years ago, is that you don't push nannies and kids until they're like at least 45 days old. Seems like because they can't take it, they just soul up, and then they you'll just lose kids. And so we're just gonna let them go back and forth across here. They'll come in here and eat. They're gonna like this stuff, and then they're gonna come back across, and they'll just end up coming back and forth on their own, taking their kids, like we did when we came through the last gate we came through. We just let them bring the kids through. Of course, the kids were younger then, but you know, some reason we've got some later born kids this year that we don't normally have. So they're the ones you have a lot more trouble with too. But this will work, and they can come back and forth, and the kids will end up going over there. They'll come and get them, and then they'll just go back and forth for a little bit, and they'll all be over there. I know. Should have learned a long time ago. Do it the easy way. John Wayne never did nothing the easy way. That's where I look at it. But he didn't deal with sheep and goats either, so. Goats or sheep, you can actually get by driving a lot easier, and a lot younger age. They'll stay with their moms better. Everything just goes better with sheep. Goats, not the case. And I don't know why. Just being a goat. Anyway, that's the new plan. Okay, guys. I hope you got a lesson in what not to do. So, yeah, we drove these kids and nannies and the ewes and the lambs, but it was a few hundred yards up there was the gate, see? And then we drove them down the other side of that fence to come into this paddock that we had laid out. Well, what we should have done, and what we did finally do, was to lay down this fence. We just killed the power on it, laid it down, set some cement blocks on it. Because you saw those kids on the wrong side there and such. Well, then once we did this, and then the nannies drifted back this way and started picking up their kids here on the other side of the fence. And there's still a few to pair up yet, but this time of night is usually when you start hearing a lot of bawling. They start pairing up. Of course, that's kind of a coyote call for every coyote in the county, but that's just the nature of the goat. And that's the difference between ewes and nannies. Ewes keep their lambs pretty much right beside them all the time. They don't have to ball them up and pair up for the night. But the nannies, yeah, about this time of night you start hearing this bawling. They're finding their kids, they're calling up to them, then they'll be bedded down together. So yeah, if we would have just laid this fence down to start with, we'd have saved a lot of aggravation and time and mismothering and getting things all stirred up. You know, we thought it was the best way to do it at the time. I told myself before, never drive your kids and nannies, you know, when the kids are, I don't know, really less than 2 months old, it seems like, or 45 days, and some of these aren't there yet. But there you have it. It'll work out, but I hope you learned what not to do.